So with regards to changing the steering wheel, it's funny. We get more calls about botched steering wheel yoke changes than any other single call. It seems like people really mess up their steering wheel or steering column doing this job. And the two calls that I've heard so far, one person broke the spring that we're about to depress here, and the other person, when they went to put it back on, they didn't line up the keyway, and they mashed the wheel on and pinched some wires and just totally messed up their car. And in the second case, the customer had to go to Tesla themselves to replace the entire steering column, and it ended up costing them thousands of dollars. So I'm not nervous about doing this, but I'm just making y'all aware that there is a high degree of failure if done wrong. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTube family. This is Austin EV Only. This is probably the most hand-showed out Tesla Model Y you are ever going to see. This Tesla has the hand show heads-up display, hand show tilting center display, hand show auto presenting doors, hand show soft close. And today we're going to install this hand show yoke steering wheel. It's a heated steering wheel. This is a 2022 Model Y Performance. You're not going to see a lot of videos out there with the new 2022s. So this is cutting edge. In addition, the customer wants this nice plate stuck on their new airbag cover. It is all whited out. So stick around and I'll show you how I do it. And don't forget to open all the doors that you want opened here. This is our auto presenting doors. There we go. And now you can disconnect everything. First thing we're going to do is disconnect the power, and to get to the new lithium battery, we just pull up abruptly on this cover here. Underneath it, you'll see this is our bio weapon defense or bio defense. We've got to take this out, and to get to it, we're just going to remove two screws. One right here, other one on the other side, right here. And wiggling this sucker out is not always the easiest. Let's pull up on the green tab, pull this whole sucker out, and pull up. There we go. Well, now they've got a quick disconnect right here. So this is going to make life a lot easier. Pull up on the red tab, pinch, and pull this sucker out. Oh man, they make it tight. They make it tight, tight, tight. I'm definitely pinching on it. There we go. And with that, that disconnects the contactors. Everything is powered off now. So let's start with the spring. You can see there's a hole here, one on the other side. I'm going to take in an Allen key, because why not? Push it in each hole on each side. Okay, now let's go ahead and take off these two right here. We'll start with the airbag. Oh man, why aren't you coming? There we go. Great. Be difficult. And then since we're here, I'm going to go ahead and do this one. I don't think it's required at this very moment, but let's just get her done. There we go. Okay, that one came out a lot easier. Okay, and for the center bolt here, we need a 10 millimeter hex head I had to go buy this specially at the hardware store. I didn't happen to have one of these. So go buy one. We'll stick it in there. I've got an adapter on it. And what I'm interested to see, I see a lot of people struggle with this. Let's use an impact wrench. Like, why are people struggling with a breaker bar? All right, 250 foot-pounds of nut-busting torque. Let's do it. Came right out. Okay, let's see if we can wiggle this sucker out. Oh, slid right off. Hardly any wiggle needed. Okay, let's go take this wheel to the workshop and start working on it. Okay, so we have 4 screws we need to take out. They are T25 Torx bits, so let's get to it. All right, all 4 are out. Okay, I'll flip it over here. And I'm gonna pinch out these 3 right here. Okay, so I'm gonna take a pair of needle nose pliers and just get in here and clip these 2. Pinch, pinch, and pinch. Okay, those all fell out. And with that, should be able to just lift this away. Oh, nope. Okay, that's where the wiring comes in. Okay, so it's time to snap this off. Okay, now turning to the yoke. Interestingly enough, instead of a Torx bit, it uses a 3/16 Allen bit. So let me take the 4 out on this side, same as we did on the other side. I believe I need to snap these off, and they should just come with a bit of force, should just snap right off. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Okay, don't want to break anything, so let's be gentle. Cool. Flip it over. Great. Now here's the heated steering wheel connector. Okay, same process on this one. I'm gonna snap this off. Snap here. Pull up there. Pull up here. Great. And this piece just pulls right out. And there's our heated steering connector. So one of the nice things about this job is for the old steering wheel electronics and the new one, the cover are the same. The only difference are these. One is a gray, one is black. And the customer already told me he likes the feel of the gray ones. I think I agree with him. They feel like it's made of metal, and this one feels like cheap plastic. So he said, hey, just use this one. And since to me they look identical, if I can, rather than switch all the electronics over to this one, what would be better, what would be easier is just to move this whole piece over. And to do that, all I need to do is disconnect the heated connector on this one and reconnect the heated connector on this one. So it looks like I need to do a T10 right here on these 2 connectors. And then pull up on this. And that gives me access to this plate here, and I'll pull this plate off now. Okay, so another pair of T10. Here we go. Let's see if I can save the screws here. Got it. And with that plate off, I now have full access to this plug here. Okay, and now with a very tiny screwdriver, the tiniest one I could find. I hate these tiny clips. You gotta jam it under there, right where the square is, and then start over. Jam it under here, right where the square is, and while that's happening, wiggle this out. And there we go. Got that separated. Okay, and now, with that separated, lift out, over, and down. Cool, let's see if we can't connect these and get everything routed. Start routing everything. So this is gonna come up here. That's exactly right. So plug that together. Put it down. I'm gonna get some more electrical tape on this right here, just to protect it. Okay, and now that this piece is back in and the wires are properly routed, the very first thing we're going to want to do is put this cover back on. Very first. Don't even worry about the box yet. So let's see if we can get that sucker. Flip this over. Move the box out of the way. Got my 2 Torx 10 screws. And the reason for that is this hook is going to hook into this piece right here. So without this cover on, there would be nothing to hook into. So we hook that in the bottom first, then line up the top. Grab 2 more Torx 10 screws. Screw those in there. Cool, great. All right, so with that done, we can flip this sucker back over. I'm gonna be careful to try to route this along here, right along the edge on the inside as I clip it back in. Make sure that the wires are on the correct side here. There we go. Let's see, does that look good? I don't know, I don't like that gap there. I'm wondering if it would have made a difference. Which one I used. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, and with those pieces moved over, let's see if we can't clip these in here. Let's flip it over and see if they went in all the way. This one did not. I need to push on it a little more. Ah, there we go. Okay, flip it over and check again. Okay, now all 3 are in. Okay, now I'm ready to screw in the, and in this case, they were 3/16 Allen bits. Cool. That was the easy one. All the other ones are pretty, much more difficult to get at. There we go. That went in straight that time. Okay, there we go. Now it's in straight and seated all the way. Okay, and while we're still at the workbench, I want to change over the cover per the customer's request. He wants the new white one on there, so let's go ahead and see what we can do. Since I have the new one, I think it's pretty obvious that I need to get all of these off of these nubs here. Trying to get them all off at the same time could be challenging. Finally! So as you can see, I had to totally annihilate this edge. If anyone knows a way to do it, and also I had to break off all the tabs that go here. I had to break all of these tabs off. So I feel like that's the only way to do it. If anyone has some magic trick that they'd love to share, please do. Comment below. Link to your video. I don't know how else to get this off other than to just, like I said, totally annihilate, and I couldn't really even get at these ones over here. But I cut every other one I could, and then broke off all the tabs just to get it off. So, hooray! New white cover. That's what the customer wanted. Okay, so with all that said, let's go ahead and get this sucker reassembled. I'm going to start by sliding this guy on here. Make sure I get it lined up. Okay, yep, it only goes on one way, so. Oh, there we go. That's on. That's definitely on. That was a lot tighter fit. Okay. And to put this one on, I'm not going to do it quite as tight, so I'm going to use the less aggressive impact driver. Impact screwdriver versus impact wrench. Let's see how far we get here. Okay. I'm sure that is more than good enough. Okay, and back here with a nice view, we're going to start plugging things in. So first we'll plug in the connector for the controls here. And I believe we're down to just the airbag. So let's plug that in. Hopefully when I plug the power in, it doesn't blow up. All right. Okay, it's in. Let's reconnect the power and see what happens. Here we are. Okay, this Tesla's still doing a hard power up, so it may take a minute here to get going. Okay. Seems pretty good, other than a couple fingerprints on this white horn. Okay, that controls the volume, and that controls the voice. So it looks like they're working. Okay, let's call that done. We hope you got something out of this. If so, would you smash that like button for the algorithm? Until next time, this is Austin EV Only.